Get your chocolate-covered donuts and grape soda ready, mates. Or pick your favourite snack. That's the personal choice of the Dreadnoks, the gang that's led by Zartan, an enemy of G.I. Joe. You like donuts and grape soda, but grab your favourite snack as we look at Kamikaze Joe, an original character here on TAKTAK Toys YouTube channel. So welcome back to TAKTAK Toys YouTube channel, yep. And Yooooo Joe. So just remember, this video is not for kids, and let's get on into it. So yeah, Kamikaze Joe is an original character of my own design. He's an ex-Dreadnok betrayed by Zartan in some manner and fitted with B.A.T technology, and he's joined the side of G.I. Joe in the fight against Cobra. So yeah, well, here he is. Let's have a look at him. So I've completely repainted the figure. The head, for the recipe for the figure, the head is Old Man Hawkeye from the Old Man Logan 2-pack. On the Zartan body, it fitted just perfectly, so popped it on, repainted everything. We're going to have quite an in-depth look at him. I gave him one of Grunt's rifles, so he's got obviously the gun that comes with Zartan and one of Grunt's rifles. My own colour scheme, my own sort of design, inspired by what the Dreadnoks look like already. Kind of wanted to give him that kind of look. As I say, he's sort of defected to the side of G.I. Joe. He was betrayed by Zartan under mysterious circumstances, and yeah, he's fitted with B.A.T technology in his arms. So yeah, that's kind of a look at him, and we'll go into more detail now. So when I began this custom, the challenge I had was that the arms came off. They sort of actually ripped off at the joints, at the shoulder. This sometimes happens with figures. I've had it happen with Marvel Legends a couple of times. One or two G.I. Joes that I've had, but it has happened with Zartan before on this body. So I had to sort of shave the shoulders down on my Zartan. Anyway, the arms broke off, and not to be deterred, I wanted to sort of, obviously carry on using them for a custom. So I used what's called the screw method to put the arms back on the figure. So what this involved basically was drilling holes into the shoulders, the shoulder joints, then sort of drilling out the actual arm where the peg would have been, which you can see I'm sort of articulating there now. 2 screws went in, and it gives it the articulation that you'd kind of expect, but an even better kind of joint. So I'm obviously going to go through the articulation, but it was a bit of a challenge, but I rose to the challenge and gave him sort of new articulation, should we say. And let's do a comparison while we're looking at. I mentioned Zartan earlier, so here's Zartan next to Kamikaze Joe. As you can see, they're on the same body. Yeah, Kamikaze Joe being an ex-Dreadnok, they kind of like share the same look, don't they? But yeah, my guy's obviously a G.I. Joe. Zartan being a sort of a mercenary for hire by Cobra. I've got Buzzer and Ripper. I just haven't opened them yet, but planning to open them. I did obviously paint Zartan's cowl, or I suppose you want to call it cowl or helmet, to go with Kamikaze Joe, but I actually prefer him with the unhelmeted look. So as I say, it is the Old Man Hawkeye head with the glasses that's gone on. It popped straight onto the body really easily. I didn't have to do any sort of adjustments, so that was good. I've got another one planned, which would be like a Mad Max type character. You'll see that in the future. But yeah, here's a comparison with Zartan. I really like this Zartan figure. Like I said, the only thing that I would change, the shoulders on Zartan need kind of a little bit of adjustment to move more smoothly. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of a look at Zartan. There's Zartan in the background. As you can see, here's Kamikaze Joe with his hood on. So as you can see, this is the Zartan hood. I'm going to give you an up closer look at him sort of in more depth. Like I say, his arms are kind of B.A.T technology, but what it was, I lent the customization, should we say, into the lore of the character, in that his arms did sort of tear at the joints, at the shoulder joints, shoulder rotation. So again, what I did was I used the screw method, which you'll see actually in the video, because one of the arms comes off when I'm doing the articulation. And that doesn't mean it's loose or anything. It's just if you turn the arm 360 degrees, it will come a bit loose on one side. But yeah, basically what I did, drilled holes into the top of the shoulders, and then heated up with a hairdryer the arms so the plastic would be soft. And screwed in screws to the actual shoulders, and then they were able to fit. Yeah, the arms fitted onto the screws, and you have a new joint basically. And because I thought they were showing a little bit, so I wanted to give him kind of cyborg arms. So that went into the lore of the character. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash the like button. Feel free to comment and subscribe with your thoughts. Anyway, that's enough about screwing. At the time of this video, it was Valentine's Day yesterday. Here's a look at Kamikaze Joe next to the other Dreadnok, Zartan. So here we go. Yeah, she was the next Dreadnok we got after Zartan. Obviously, we've got Buzzer. Some places we've got Buzzer and Ripper now. I do have them myself, but I haven't opened them up. But yeah, here's Zartan. So again, a great classified figure. Yeah, I mean, some people have had a few QC issues with this figure, but my one's been fine. But again, you can see sort of a comparison of how the Dreadnoks look together. They've got that kind of Mad Max post-apocalyptic feel, and they were very popular in the 80s. Obviously, the cartoon came out in the 80s, the G.I. Joe cartoon, at a time when the Mad Max movies were also out. And, you know, it's believed that the Mad Max movies did draw inspiration in the creation of the Dreadnok characters. But anyway, here is Zartan next to Kamikaze Joe. So you can see a comparison there with these two. And let's go from G.I. Joe to Action Force. Here's Warpath Eclipse. She does look kind of like she'd, you know, have no problem tackling the Dreadnoks. She's kind of like the good guy equivalent, almost, you could say, the Warpath version. So here she is next to Kamikaze Joe. I picked this one up from Valorverse.com. Again, there'll be a link for that in the comments below. And I'll link to them later in the video. But yeah, this is Warpath Eclipse. I actually really like this version of the character. There is obviously a regular version Eclipse, but I think this one looks a lot cooler. And she's quite, you know, more readily available now on Valorverse.com. So yeah, as you can see here, she'd be right at home teaming up with Kamikaze Joe, doing battle against the Dreadnoks. They'd be sort of, or Pandora, who we're going to see soon, from, you know, a villain from the Action Force line. But yeah, this is how these two characters would form a squad together. You know, looking pretty sharp in their sort of post-apocalyptic gear, should we say, together. But yeah, and I mentioned Pandora, didn't I? So let's have a look at Pandora next. Let's open Pandora's box, so to speak. And here's Pandora, yeah, next to Kamikaze Joe. So again, the luck of the Irish brings her into this sort of comparison. So yeah, Pandora's kind of well, I believe she's something to do with an MMA style fighter, but she's kind of someone who Warpath Eclipse goes up against, and sort of an adversary to Action Force. But yeah, here she is. This is the bloodied version, by the way. Here she is, sort of like standing side by Kamikaze Joe. So yeah, that's a look at kind of how you can have your G.I. Joe classified Dreadnoks displayed, you know, or obviously alongside your Valorverse Action Force characters. And if you do like customizing and you're inspired by this video and want to make a Kamikaze Joe of your own, this is what they look like. This is what he looked like in your collection. Yeah, like I said, the recipe was Old Man Hawkeye head on the Zartan body. So if you feel inspired, go right ahead. You know, go right ahead and make your version. Again, if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to smash the like button. Feel free to comment and subscribe. Do you make customs yourself? Do you have a lot of G.I. Joe classified in your collection? Let me know. Okay, and let's look at what Kamikaze Joe comes with. So I've shown off his hood previously. There's his hood again. This is obviously the Zartan hood repainted. As you can see here, I've used a few different shades of red to paint it, much like his chest armor. So there's a look at all the sort of different angles. There you go. As I say, you know, it does look all right with the hood on, but I actually prefer him with the hood off. So there we go. That's his rifle that I got from Grunt. So it comes with a removable magazine, which you'll see in a moment. Fully repainted. I did actually fully repaint the rifle. There we go. There's the removable magazine. Yeah. So again, I basically primed the weapons and the hood and everything, and just like the figure, and then repainted it. Of course, the figure I did prep with the joints and all that, but yeah, that is Grunt's rifle repainted for Kamikaze Joe. And then he also comes with Zartan's gun, which you'll see now. I've repainted that as well in a sort of metallic blue. So there we go. Let's a look at that. That's his handgun, which is quite sort of sci-fi style, isn't it? Quite sort of like a laser gun, something like that. And then his knife. That's not a knife. Yeah, so there we go. That's his knife, which fits onto the back of his sheath on his back. We'll probably see that later on in the video. But yeah, all repainted. And what I did on the knife sheath is I had to heat it up to expand it so that the knife would fit in there. But yeah, that's a look at Kamikaze Joe's weapons. So hope you're enjoying the video. Let me know your thoughts so far in the comments below. And now let's have a look at his articulation. So here we go. The head does go up and down, as you can see there, moves side to side. There is a ponytail at the back of Old Man Hawkeye's head, which will restrict movement a little bit, but the head does go, yep, around there you go. So like you'd expect with any G.I. Joe classified figure, the arms go up, as you can see there. Yeah, you've got full shoulder rotation, although do have to be careful doing it fully, as the arms may come off. Double jointed elbows and wrist rotation, as you'll see on the other side when I do the articulation on the other side. So yeah, There you go, full wrist, shoulder rotation. But as you can see here on this side, the arm does come out in a minute. Double jointed elbow and wrist rotation. There you go. He's going to probably come out any minute now. Yeah, and you'll get to see the screw method now. So when I bring the figure down in one moment, yep. Okay. So this is what I had to do. So the arm ripped out at the joint. So that screw replaced the joint basically. So I drilled a hole in the shoulder, heated the arm up, pop the screw in. You got ab crunch there, as you can see there, and thigh cut, which you can see there, and a double jointed knee. So just going to show that off now. Standard G.I. Joe classified articulation, boot cut, as you can see here, and ankle articulation. But yeah, that's how I did it based on both sides. So again, same on the other side. You got the thigh cut, double jointed knee, boot cut, and the ankle rocker. So I had to drill the shoulder, just to tell you about the articulation at the top. Drill a hole into the arm, heat the arm up, place the screw in the shoulder, and then yeah, it gave me like good shoulder good sort of joint. And the added bonus is it can come off there. Like it is quite secure, but if I did it 360 degree, it can come off. So it's like a metal arm that can be detached. Obviously both his arms are painted like metal arms for that reason, because the screws are was showing a little bit, and as you can see here, popped it back on and the articulation works fine. So yeah, as long as I don't do it in a 360 degree motion, it'll stay on just fine. Even if I did, it could easily screw back in. But that's the screw method to how to fix an action figure. You know, I'm sure you've had it happen to you. We've all had it happen to us where the arms may break on a figure. Sometimes it's the legs as well, but the arms may break, and this is the method that you can fix it, the screw method. Now let's talk about enough screw in there and get a close look at Kamikaze Joe. So as I say, here we go. Here's the old man Hawkeye head up close. Here's the armor. As I say, repainted it all. I've used a few different shades of red to repaint it. There's his arms, his bat arms that are painted metal. Here's his trousers. Yeah, he does have that sort of Dreadnok look, doesn't he? He looks like he could be a Dreadnok. As I say, my lore is that he's an ex-Dreadnok. The story is an ex-Dreadnok who's joined G.I. Joe. Here's a look at him from the side. So as you can probably see as I pan the camera down, you can see the screw in the arm just there. Yeah, there's me pointing to it. But it's very secure, right? It's very sturdy. It keeps the arms in, and that's what you can do if your arms break. You can do the screw method. It's not the easiest of things. It's a bit complicated, I will say. So it's a bit advanced, customized, and I might do a video and show how it's done maybe at some point. Here's from the back. So as you can see there, he's got his ponytail. I painted this whole design. It's an original design. There's his knife in his sheath, all done by me. I used the Dreadnoks as inspiration. I wanted to do a character who's, I like making G.I. Joes rather than Cobras as my customs. So he is a good guy. He's a Joe. Again, on the other side, you can see from the side there, and same with this side, a screw in this side because the arm came out. But he's got bat arms, shall we say, or painted metallic arms, because he's been betrayed by Zartan for some reason, and so he's joined G.I. Joe. But let's have a look at him from the front again. There we go. So yeah, that's kind of my custom Kamikaze Joe. I really like him. I really like the paint scheme. I think he's really cool, but let me know your thoughts in the comments below, or if you make custom G.I. Joe figures or custom action figures, and let's get into some comparisons. Couldn't have said it better myself. So here's a comparison with Marvel Legends Captain America, the anniversary Captain America, obviously based on the Toy Biz packaging. So, you know, let's get him alongside Cap. You know, Cap looks like he could lead the Joes, doesn't he? He's sort of born to lead squads of troops, and G.I. Joe is all about that. So Captain America would be a great leader in the G.I. Joe lore. He could lead alongside Flint and Duke and General Hawk. But yeah, let's do a comparison with Marvel Legends. So here he is next to Captain America, and as you can see, slightly different paint schemes. You know, my custom has a slightly kind of different paint scheme to the official Hasbro type figure in Marvel Legends form, but I'm actually really happy with this custom. I must say, in particular, looking at them side by side here, I'm actually really happy at the paint job I've done. Sometimes when I do paint jobs, my customs don't look quite the same, you know, but I'm really happy with this one. Let me know what you think. And here he is next to Iron Man. So yep, the red and gold Avenger. So this is the more classic looking Iron Man. I decided let's do a comparison with the big three from the Avengers. So obviously we've had Cap up first. Here's Tony Stark now, Iron Man. So again, this is my Kamikaze Joe next to Iron Man. As I say, Kamikaze Joe has been upgraded on the arms with B.A.T technology, a bit like Jax from Mortal Kombat. I don't know if you know that character. He's got some metallic arms. I wanted to give my custom Kamikaze Joe metallic arms, and the reason being because the arms ripped off, right? So I replaced them with screws, and I thought the screws were showing a bit. It was very difficult to get the screws not to show, so I thought, well, why don't I give him sort of technological arms, or sort of, yeah, BAT technology arms. But here he is compared to Iron Man, who obviously is a futurist and a man in armor. So yep, they can compare notes on their technologies. And let's go from Iron Man to the God of Thunder, Odinson himself. So here is Thor. This is the anniversary Thor, I believe. But yeah, with the kind of 2-pack heads. So the Destroyer and Thor Odinson. So Thor Odinson alternative head. I put it on my classic Thor, and I really like this look. But yeah, here's the big three. So this is how Kamikaze Joe squares up to the big three Marvel Legends. Let me know in the comments below. Do you collect Marvel Legends? Do you collect G.I. Joe? Do you collect both? Do you watch Joe's and Juice on Dan Who's YouTube channel? You should if you do, because I'm on there as a co-host. But yeah, this is my custom Kamikaze Joe, as I say. Let me know in the comments below if you make customs, if you're inspired by this custom, if you make custom Marvel Legends, if you make custom G.I. Joes, and if you put your G.I. Joes and Marvel Legends together on the shelf, or if you have separate shelves for them. Let me know any of that in the comments below. And let's go from Marvel Legends now to G.I. Joe Classified, and here's a look at the G.I. Joe Snake Eyes and Timber 2-pack. Now this Snake Eyes is supposed to be sort of loosely based on the Resolute Snake Eyes, which is from a G.I. Joe cartoon, a very good G.I. Joe cartoon as well. It's like an anime. I think you can watch it on YouTube for free. It's very, very good. I do recommend it if you've not seen it. But yeah, this is kind of the updated Snake Eyes and Timber 2-pack, and so here is Kamikaze Joe working alongside Snake Eyes and Timber against any sort of Cobra forces that may come their way. And they've got Bat Cap, Iron Man, and Old Shellhead Cap, Old Shellhead, and Thor is back up in the background there. So yeah, I mean, I really had a lot of fun making this figure. Like I say, I drew a lot of inspiration from the Dreadnoks. I really like the designs of the Dreadnoks. We are rumoured to be getting a Thunder Machine in classified scale, probably this year. So obviously we're going to finish the main 3 Dreadnoks off this year. But yeah, that'll be fun. And here's obviously Kamikaze Joe next to an Action Force Delta Trooper. So you can see here how Kamikaze Joe scales with Action Force. You know, Action Force and G.I. Joe Classified are sort of 2 lines which are made to scale together and complement each other. I was a big fan of the Delta Troops when they first came out. I got quite a few of them. I must say, they were my green shirts. I've picked up quite a lot of Grunt. He's kind of like my clone army in my lore, in my G.I. Joe lore. So they cloned David Grunt Graves to make a clone army of Grunts. And then I'm hoping to pick up quite a few of the 60th anniversary Soldier. I really like army building the good guys. What can I tell you? We've got quite a lot of Cobra army builders. It's good, about time we got some more good guys. But speaking of army builders in good guy form, which isn't G.I. Joe Classified, this is obviously the Delta Trooper from Action Force. And I think it's a really cool army builder. But here's Kamikaze Joe teaming up with the Delta Trooper. And again, if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to smash the like button. Feel free to comment and subscribe. Let me know about any customs you make, or sort of, you know, any figures in your collection. Here's, let's go to something different. Here's McFarlane, and this is McFarlane DC Multiverse, and this is Batman from like an Elseworlds Batman. I forget the name of the storyline, but essentially what it is, it's Kal-El Superman as Batman. So imagine if it's basically that if Kal-El landed in Gotham City and was raised by I think Alfred, but was basically raised by yeah, Alfred, I believe, and instead of like Bruce Wayne becoming Batman, Kal-El becomes Batman, and he's quite sort of dangerous and brooding, and he kind of, you know, he's like a more violent version of Superman. Essentially, imagine Batman, but with Superman's powers, and I think he does end up killing criminals and stuff. But yeah, it was a really fun kind of Elseworlds story. Of course, DC calls it What If Elseworlds. But yeah, I thought I'd do a look at obviously how DC Multiverse scales with my custom classified figure. So there you go. And let's go to Masterverse. You know, Master of the Universe Masterverse. This is Stinkor. Hopefully you don't think this review stinks, but you know, if you do, well, feel free to let me know in the comments below. But yeah, here is my Kamikaze Joe next to Stinkor. I really like Masterverse. Don't know about yourself. Obviously in the States they're showing up in Ross, you know, for discount, and even here We're getting a few figures on discount. The new animated series that came out, I believe it's called Revolutions, was really good. I'm hoping for a Rio Blast from that range. I'd like to see Rio Blast and Ninja in Masterverse form. They'd be two of my biggest wants. I'm hoping we get them. But yeah, I think Masterverse are a really cool line, you know. They've got great articulations, sort of thigh cuts, which I'm a big fan of. Any line that can do thigh cuts alongside like Marvel Legends or Hasbro lines, G.I. Joe Classified or anything like that, big fan of. So yeah, Stinkor's always been a favourite of mine when I've been younger. So there we go, there's a look at him and Stinkor. Now let's have a look at Mezco. Let's go to Mezco 112 in particular. This is Blade. The Blade, the glasses on Blade here are from the PX previous exclusive version, I believe, which is like the bald-headed version. So yeah, I had that version, sold it, but I kept the glasses, so decided to put those glasses on him. But yeah, this is the Mezco 112 Blade. So as you can see here, my G.I. Joe Classified Kamikaze Joe goes alongside Mezco figures. We've obviously got the Mezco Joes. As far as I believe at the minute, we've got, obviously I've got in my collection Destro, I've got Roadblock, and I do believe Snake Eyes is either out or is imminent. I think some people have got Snake Eyes in hand. I need to pick up Snake Eyes, but I've got Storm Shadow. But the Joes are really good. I mean, Roadblock, Destro's okay, but Roadblock's excellent. You can see my review for Roadblock if you want. I'll put a link to that in the comments below. But yeah, here's how G.I. Joe Classified scale with Mezco 112. And again, if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to smash the like button. Let me know if you collect Mezco 112 Joes, if you collect G.I. Joe Classified, what your thoughts are. And if you want to get started in making customs, if I've inspired you, that'd be great. And let's go to Mafex. So this is G.I. Joe Classified, my G.I. Joe Classified Kamikaze Joe next to the, I believe it's Nightfall, is it Nightfall? John Paul Valley anyway, John Paul Valley Batman. So this is the character that becomes Azrael later on. Yeah, later on once Bruce Wayne becomes Batman again. So I really like this design. I thought it was a cool 90s design. Obviously this version of Batman fought Bane after Bane broke Batman's back. And then Batman came back, and we had Azrael in a few different looks. Azrael looked really cool as well. But yeah, I remember this being a classic 90s sort of character. I'm sure I had a Kenner toy of this this Batman. But yeah, decided to pick it up in in Mafex form. Obviously there's the McFarlane version. That's a little bit bigger than what I'm used to collecting, at least in this scale. I tend to go McFarlane toys sort of bigger if it makes sense, like Superman characters or aliens or anything like that. Anyway, that's my comparison. So I hope you've enjoyed a few comparisons there. I tried to give a few different range of sort of action figure lines so that you could see, you know, how my G.I. Joe Classified Kamikaze Joe scales with those lines. If you're unsure and you've got Zartan in your collection, G.I. Joe Classified Zartan, just put him against a few other lines. You'll see sort of in theory how the base body scales. But yeah, as I say, the recipe for this was fairly simple in one sense. It was just old man Hawkeye head. It fitted straight onto the Zartan body. I didn't have to do any sort of you know, tweaking or anything. It fitted straight on. Then the issue was the arms, obviously the screw method on the arms. That took a bit of sort of advanced customizing, shall we say. But yeah, essentially basically dremeled all the joints as I would normally, sanded them, primed the figure, and then painted the sort of first couple of layers and did touch-ups to kind of clean up any paint. But that's it in a nutshell, and I'm really happy with him, like I say. But again, I know I mentioned Marvel Legends a bit earlier in the video. If you sort of like Marvel Legends and want to get a few updates on Marvel Legends, you can check out Dan Who Reviews. Feel free to check out Legends and Liquor. You can check out Turtles and Tea with Dan and Tanner for all the latest Turtles news. And feel free to check out Joe's and Juice with Dan, our host, Tom Mini Plastic Multiverse, and myself, where we talk all the latest G.I. Joe Classified news. And there's rumoured to be a G.I. Joe live stream on February 29th, so we'll probably be doing a Joe's and Juice around then. You can of course check out Jay's Toy Collection UK. He's done a recent video on the Fantastic Four reveals and what Marvel Legends we might get from that in the MCU, so feel free to check that out. Put a link in the comments below. You can of course check out Miguel on the Wolfpack Toy Review. He's done a few giveaways recently for Star Wars Black Series and reviewed Ken from Jaded Toys, so you can check that out. Feel free to check out Elsel Official Music for pop music covers and his own music of his own design. You can check out Cypher Sigma for toy pickups and film reviews. For action figure toy photography tips and tricks, you can check out Toy Pics and Photo Dave. He's always giving the latest sort of like toy photography tips and tricks, I should say. You can check out Why So Serious Toys. And feel free to check out Agent Z-Man, his YouTube channel, which is Z-Man 12 Bat. And you can of course check out Dante and the Infinity Equation for all the latest action figure chat and pop culture discussion. Feel free to check out Adam Crone, AC Toy Design. You can join his Patreon if you like. He makes custom action figures, so feel free to check him out on his YouTube channel if you'd like. And you can check out Robo Don't Know. Of course, Robo, formerly from The Fwoosh, he's got his own YouTube channel and he does weekly sort of news updates. You can check out the 3POA podcast. And feel free to check out Austin, the Hero of Collectors. And for all things Mythic Legions, Cosmic Legions and more, you can check out Trevor the 1/6 Shooter. And for action figure reviews in Ireland, you can check out Brian's action figure reviews. And again, I'll put links to all these YouTubers in the comments below. All excellent YouTubers, I highly recommend them. You can check out Pixels and Plastic, Big Will, Pixels and Plastic. So yeah, these are all YouTube channels that you can feel free to check out. And if you like Mythic Legions, I did do a Mythic Legions review on my channel of the latest, I think it's Poxus Wave, not totally sure, but this character got a review. Zende Amanthir, I'm really bad at pronouncing the names. Here he is next to my G.I. Joe Classified Kamikaze Joe. So yep, you can see a review of this character on the channel. I'll put a link to that video in the comments below. Bit different for me. Obviously I collect normally fantasy military 1/12 scale action figures, be they G.I. Joe Classified, Valorous Action Force, and soon hopefully Operation Monster Force. But I bought this guy a while ago, prepaid for him in full. And yeah, I wanted to do a review on him. He looks really good. I mean, one thing I'll say about Mythic Legions figures, they are beautiful. You know, it's not a case of which ones shouldn't I buy. It's more a case of which ones should not. It's not which ones should I buy. It's more a case of which ones shouldn't I buy. That's how good they look. They're like well articulated statues in that, you know, like how beautiful statues look with their paint apps and that, but really great, good articulation, decent articulation. And for great places to pick up action figures, you can check out Blue Owl Collectibles. Feel free to check out their website, and you can check out Comics and Cocktails, and feel free to check out Invincible Toys and their futuristic combat soldiers and Fist, which are both available on Big Bad Toy Store. I'll put a link to futuristic combat soldiers in the comments below. And I spoke about Action Force earlier, didn't I? You can check out Valorverse.com for all the Action Force needs, and feel free to check out the whole shebang. And you can also check out all the cool stuff. And feel free to check out Star Action Figures. And again, I'll put links to all these UK independent retailers and Valorverse and Invincible Toys on Big Bad Toy Store in the comments below. And you can check out Gobsmack Comics. And feel free to check out Props and Replicas. And you can of course check out In Demand Toys, who recently had a birthday. I think it was their 20th birthday at their store, and Hasbro were there showing off their latest Marvel Legends. And of course you can check out the Emporium of Cool, which does all high-end kind of collectibles, so your Mezco 112s, your Figmas, your SH Figure Arts, anything like that. You can check out Emporium of Cool for all those kind of stuff. And I got an amazing Yamaguchi Spider-Man 2.0 from them, and their service was great. And if you like film and TV, you can check out Film and TV Review, their YouTube channel and their website. And again, I'll put a link to that in the comments below. So that's my look at my G.I. Joe Classified Kamikaze Joe. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Did you enjoy it? Has it inspired you to get into customizing if you've never taken customizing up yet? I highly recommend getting into customizing if you want to make action figures of your own design. What a lot of people do, they tend to make characters we may not have had. I steer away from that, because I know with G.I. Joe, which is my main line of collect, they're going to make all the characters at some point. Same with Marvel Legends, when people make characters from Hasbro, there's a good chance that the Hasbro team are going to make those characters. So I prefer to make my own original characters, or maybe a character in a unique design, so like, I don't know, Flint in sort of a spacesuit or something. But I mean, I'm reaching there. But what I'm saying is I like to make original designs. Obviously this Kamikaze Joe is an original character of my own, an ex-Dreadnok who joined G.I. Joe. But yeah, hopefully it's inspired you if you do customizing. So again, thanks for watching this video. Your support makes all these videos possible. And until next time, just make sure that you enjoy those flicks and figs.